Margie coming?
I think she's online.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna sit over here. I got some race. There, bit more.
She iPhone? Yeah, Margie, she's on? I'm not sure if her.
She's on, I think. Well, why did it say host? It's the iPhone, right? Hers? Okay, please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Commissioners Court, September 11th, 2023, 1 p.m. is now in session. Agenda item number 3, public testimony. Is there anybody out in the public like to address the court?
I forgot to mention this morning, those dogs that attacked that young man in Orange Hill, Mr. Stop, those dogs were euthanized last week.
All right.
Taken care of.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Sheriff. Anybody else would like to address the court at this time? Agenda item number 4, hold budget 2024 budget workshops. Okay. Let's see. We'll go ahead and begin the process. And again, I'm happy to announce that we are able to lower the taxes this year by nearly 3 cents, and that's a great thing for our constituents, a great thing for everybody. In doing so, we also have a very favorable budget. I know that during budget workshop last week, we did have some department heads and elected officials asking for a pay increase for their departments, individual departments. And I know there's, with the auditor's office, we've been working on a couple of things. I'm not sure if anybody wants to interject and say anything before we get started about that.
Judge, if I may, I know with all that being said and everything, I'd like to see if we could propose a 3% salary increase to all general fund and R&B, full-time and part-time employees, excluding the sheriff's department, grant-funded people, adult probation, and juvenile probation.
Okay. So we're talking about all general fund, everybody?
Yes, sir. And sorry?
No, just.
Okay.
I heard you say part-timers too.
Full-time, part-timers, yes. Yes, sir.
And part-time.
You're including part-time, Rick?
Yes, we're including part-time.
Yeah.
At least that's what I heard, right?
Okay,
It's elected officials, adult, full-time and part-timers.
so you're excluding the elected officials?
No, sir. I'm including the elected officials. I'm
Okay, good.
excluding sheriff's department because they got funded through the state. So that, I just felt that it would give us an opportunity to be able to help out the other people because the sheriff's department's already gotten their grant to fulfill their pay increase out there. So it wouldn't cost the general fund that much money to be able to support it without them. It's not that we don't want to give it to them, state's giving it to them, so it would only be right for us to do the 3% to the rest of the employees. It wouldn't cost the general fund taxpayers that much money.
I support, and I second the motion, Commissioner. I think inflation hits us all, and I think 3% is a good thing.
As a matter of fact, it would be about correct me if I'm wrong, Cindy, what is it, 269? About 269,000?
726.
That's what the increase would cost us.
Okay, I think what I'm hearing is because of SB 22 and that taking care of all the sheriff's department, it gives an opportunity for Commissioners Court to fund 3% to the rest that are not getting it. And it'd be a lot less than we did if we did everybody. Thanks to SB 22 and the sheriff department who is helping themselves out, which that's its sole intent was to help out our local sheriff department, not only here, but around the state of Texas. And it alleviated some burden on us, and that's a good thing. Now, one question I did have was, we are excluding the adult probation and.
Yes, because they're state funded. Adult and juvenile probations are all state funded, and also grant funded employees.
Okay, so I want to make sure, because I don't want to leave nobody out that deserves to be in it. So do we have 2 county employees for the adult probation? 3?
Yeah.
Okay. You've included them in the totals? Okay, do we have any for the juvenile? 1, and it's included. Okay, now I recommend that we amend the motion and include the 2 and the 1.
Well, they would automatically be, right? Because they're county employees.
They're included.
Automatically be.
Okay, they're included, okay. everything.
Cindy, I do have a concern, Cindy. The state statute that requires elected officials to publish notice of a proposed salary increase, I think the deadline for that has passed. So or can we still do that? I'm sorry, the notice, we have to give notice to the official. Okay, but we can still, as long as we publish it before the budget is finally adopted. Okay.
Which should be the 22nd.
I just want to make sure we don't,
So we're good.
So we have to really keep a close eye on that, because we're supposed to adopt this budget on the 22nd.
Timing now is not twice a week anymore, it's only once a week. So I will have the notice prepared today, I just don't know when. I can send it, but I don't know when.
yeah, so we probably can't publish until the 20th. And the last working day will be the 29th. The 30th falls on a Saturday.
So if we publish on the 20th, we're okay for the 22nd. Just once. Just once.
Well, because we have time to do it twice as well.
Okay.
I'll double check the statute.
We can do it twice.
All right, timing wise, we're still on track for the 22nd. If something may happen, then we'll adjust the date. Welcome, Ms. Margie.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Judge,
Yes.
with this increase that you're giving to the employees and everybody, that means that everybody that asked for an increase is off the table now?
That was my next, yes.
Thank you.
So, the reasoning, at least as far as I think the reasoning is because there was a few departments who asked for increase, and it's very difficult for Commissioners Court to give some and not to give to others. So if at all possible, we like to spread it amongst everybody. And mind you, we're full aware that some of the totals may be a little less than what was requested, but we felt like if everybody can benefit, it's better for everybody. So, and I'm sure that that's why we did it the way.
Actually, Judge, if you do the 3% and what they were requesting, some of them, it's just
It's
very
very
little
little,
differences, so.
very little difference. So, that being said, I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And go ahead and mark me as a yay with
Thank you.
Commissioner. We'll go ahead and start with the schedule. Let me see. Schedule. Constables 1 through 6. Let me see.
Need to represent or?
No. No, you don't have to well, you can just fill us in and then it don't have to be the whole presentation you had. I think it was, let's see.
Anything, I guess I don't know if I explained on the LPR. We went through a grant process, took like a year and a half to get that paid for by the county. The county treasurer can vouch it wasn't an easy thing to get. And like I said, for the license, it's $2,100 a year. What that LPR does is wanted subjects, stolen vehicles, stolen plates, it automatically notifies us when we come across those vehicles.
I have a question, Mr. Long. And you know, it's fine and dandy, you went try to make things better and stuff like that. But one of my concerns that we've had here since we did the grant coordinator was that there was a lot of that, people going out for grants and not making aware of the Commissioners Court aware of it. And grants were getting approved and then we're having to dish out money from here. And it was a concern to some of the people here that without the authorization of the County Commissioners Court, people are applying for grants, but then coming back to us and saying, it's gonna cost me this much money. Well, wait a minute, we should have brought it to us first so we could have approved it and then you guys are funded for it. You follow me?
I did come before Commissioners Court about 2 years ago when we started this process. I said there will be an annual fee for those cameras for annual license, and it was approved at that time.
Okay. All right. If it was,
I don't have a problem with it, Jim. I think with the other constables be able to work under that same license.
For this, no, these cameras are mounted on my patrol vehicle.
Okay.
And we get databases about 12 times a day from DPS around the state and around the nation where we all share information on the LPRs that are run through.
You can share it with the other constables also?
Yes.
Okay. That was my
I
biggest
can share on the
concern.
phone, on the radio, but not through the computer setup unless they have one in their vehicle.
Okay.
so this is an annual fee, was it?
Pardon?
Was it an annual fee?
Annual fee, yes,
And how much was it?
2,100,
2,100?
yes. $525 per camera. I put a copy of that last packet that I submitted.
21.
Why don't we just start with travel and go down the line?
Well, go ahead. You have two more items. I think it's travel and conferences and associations.
Yes, sir, conference increase of 500 of those because the travel is expensive. Everything's expensive. We're mandated as constables. We have to go take every 2 year, a class at the limit in Huntsville, mandated by state. And then the travel for that to get me up there and the extra expense on gasoline. Gas has gone up quite a bit.
So we just had a travel increase last year. I don't think we need to honor that one, in my view.
So last year, there was an increase, 18.6.
Yeah.
Previously had zero because I had a a vehicle from the county.
Okay.
County decided they didn't want to buy another one to replace a 13-year-old vehicle, so I bought my own.
So,
Okay, and then conferences and associations, 500,
Yes, sir.
okay?
why don't we vote on it, on each one, Judge? Like, I'm a no for travel.
I second that.
And, yeah,
Okay, I have a motion and a second for no for the travel. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
and
Okay,
I'll make a motion for the 500 for the
A
conference
second.
and associates.
okay, for approval?
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for approval for 500 for conferences. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Can I entertain a motion for the annual license?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion, I have a second for the annual license. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Did we vote on the
Repair
repairs?
of equipment.
Repairs.
I make a motion to approve the repairs.
I'll second.
You know what? I don't have that written down. So what was that?
It was highlighted in yellow, the third one on the list.
Sorry about that. I didn't have it written down on mine. Okay, so I have a motion and I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Constable. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So there was a total of how much?
And I have no changes for 1, no changes for precinct 4, no changes for 5, and no changes for precinct 6. And we'll go to tax assessor collector.
Page 23.
One of them, oh, do you want me to say which ones there were?
Yes, I think I have, let's see.
The rent,
Repair for equipment.
$100,
$100. Office equipment rental, 100, no,
no, I think I put $10 only, because it's for the post office box. I don't think they'll go up more than,
To 152.
152, okay.
and then on my bonded insurance, that's,
900.
right, that is a must.
Just,
I make a motion
Motion.
to approve all 3.
Yeah, second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve all 3. Any further discussion needed?
Thank you,
Thank you,
thank you,
Say
thank
aye.
you.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Page 19.
District Attorney, I think that there was no changes. Yes, no changes.
That is correct. No changes from the district attorney's office, and thank you for all your consideration and, we'll work with you all as, I know we're going to get some Senate Bill 22 funds as well. I do know the Senate Bill 22, there are restrictions. For example, none of my secretaries would qualify for it. I think in the sheriff's department, none of his dispatchers or clerks would qualify for those fundings either. But we will work with the auditor's office and commissioner's court in working something out once we get more details on how Senate Bill 22 is going to be applied.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Garcia, appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
County auditor,
5%.
How we presented it?
got a 5%.
Motion to,
Motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion, I have a second to approve. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
aye.
All opposed, same sign. District clerk,
Office supplies, 16,500. Just the office supplies? I only wrote
So we
one.
had 3 requests.
the office supply
And office supplies.
and the increase and I
office
docket.
supply for 2,500 increase for the deputies and the case management software.
Mr. Guerrero, on the case management software, did they give us a date? Did you give a timeline? Like when the increases would occur?
The discounts, January 1st.
January 1st. Okay, so we have a little bit of time. Okay, so we took care of the salaries, part of it, with 3%.
Motion to approve our office supplies.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the $2,500 office supplies. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. County Court at Law
Do we have to make a motion on the hardware, Judge?
on the eye docket.
Yeah. Can
Um,
we just table it, Mark, or what?
Well, I understood, didn't,
My-
wasn't that gonna be funded through a different fund?
Yeah, so we're considering, what I suggested was if we could fund it out of records management,
Right.
then we
Is
could
that-
pull it out of here instead of using
is
tax
that record
dollars.
management, budget within the general fund budget, or is it?
That's a different one. It's a separate one.
Separate.
It's Fund 81. Yeah, right, so today we're just dealing with the general budget.
yes,
So do we have to deny it, or
We just don't approve it.
We just don't approve it
because
because-
Let it go.
It's gonna come from a different source.
okay, so we just,
yeah,
And we still have to work out the details, correct?
yes, and that's exactly what,
I was not aware that there was some other details, so I'm just here to see.
Well, the detail I'm referring to is
Well-
basically the county clerk. We talked about different departments, so right now, obviously, you're with iDocket.
Yes, sir.
The district judge uses it, the county court at law judge uses it.
Yes, sir.
JC and I are still on court view. I would like to move over and so all of us can be on the same page. I don't know if Mr. Bettis has made that decision or not yet. Do you know? So that's, we didn't know how many of us are gonna come over, because that's gonna affect the pricing.
and,
I just want to, I mean, just for peace of mind, I just want to reiterate, I know that we have been paying iDocket $8,000 for probably over 20 years. You know, technology changes, it evolves, it's expensive. You know, a simple example is our cell phone breaks down, we go buy a new phone, we're not gonna get the same price that we had the other one for. It's expensive. It's expensive to the courts. It's important to the courts that we have some good technology, a company that knows what they're doing, that has been around for a long time. iDocket has been around for a long time. There's other companies out there that do the same amount of job. There's another company there's some other companies that charge a lot more money than this, something that's probably way out of our realm. So, you know, whatever we can do to make it happen, you know, I think it's important for the county. If we can't make it happen, I totally understand. You know, I know we've got some some records management money. I'll be willing to even give up some of my money that was allocated from ARPA for scanning. I don't want to, because I think that's important that we scan as many records as we can. But I know that we have to prioritize, and I believe that our case management system is really important. It's important to our office, to the judges, to the DA's office, to the probation office. So,
I think-
I'm willing to work with whatever the will of the court is.
And we're right there with you. And maybe I didn't explain it, probably I should have explained it a little bit more, but if we found a new stream of not expenditure, of money to pay for it, to fund it. Now, I had a question. They're on a buy board, correct?
They are not, they are not, but they work with a company. The way Amelia explained it to me was they associate with a company that's on buy board, but that brings up another question.
Yes. That was my biggest
I
question.
I know that, the primary competitor is Tyler Technologies. They have the Odyssey system. I keep hearing, well, it costs a lot of money. I have not seen a number, and I think we need to, just for peace of mind, like you say, which is going to be the best deal for us. They've quoted, iDocket has quoted a number. I've never heard a number from Tyler.
So my biggest issue right now is if they're not on a buy board, then we have to go through some sort of procurement. And because there's another or two or three others that could put in their bid to procure, it precludes us from a sole source or anything like that.
But doesn't the fact that they've been already on board with the district clerk's office
We
come
have
into,
to
because
get clarification on that, because I can't tell you that right off the bat.
I think that's what happened to another department that didn't
You're
have to
just
go out
improving a
for bids
system.
because they were already doing work with that vendor and they didn't go out for bids, So either we're doing it, we're going out for bids, or we're not going out for
You can
bids.
do it.
Well,
You can do it. I
don't
can't do
suspect.
it, and JC can't do it without going out for bids.
So I can,
I think you can, because they're already, if you're
That's
just
your vendor.
if you're upgrading,
right.
okay?
And thanks for that clarification.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's, if we need to call for more clarification, that's all it is. As we dot our i's, cross our t's, everything's great.
But
I don't have a problem.
here's the problem. Let's say JC and I go out and we get a better deal from Tyler. Now we got the same problem moving forward. We're using one system and you're using a different.
Right.
I would hope, and I think that if we do go out for bids, iDocket's gonna be the lower priced one.
Right.
But we need to go through that process, I believe.
I just want, whether it's A, B, or C company, of course, I've been working with iDocket for a long time. Again, they do a great job. I just want to make sure that whoever we get, that they can fulfill the needs of the county. I'm so glad that I stuck to my grounds the last time, and then I didn't switch over to Courtview when they wanted me to switch over, because no, not you. But I lost my friendship with the vendor, but you know what? I was doing what I thought was in the best interest of my department, and I stuck to the ground, and I was not going to switch.
And that's what I meant by earlier, that if we have a little bit of time, at least we can get everybody in the same room and dot our i's and cross our t's, and it being through another fund gives us that latitude that we don't have to put it on a fund right now. And that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, and this basically, eventually would have to be, I don't know, a general, not a district clerk budget item, because it's going to be several departments involved.
Right. So if we can utilize the fund that we spoke about earlier, I always forget the name. What's the name?
It's Fund 81, Records Management.
I always say caseload management. It's record management.
But keep in mind, there's, even though there's a good portion of amount of money in there, that will not, it won't sustain it for,
No, that's,
you know, that's just to
And
maybe
that's-
to,
and that's my next thing.
start it
because
up.
Because
just start it up.
since the startup, the year of the startup is such a high number, even, especially if we include other departments, that we have at least that, and it gives us at least a year to get ready for the yearly costs.
I'll be willing to work with the court.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Mr.
David.
Guerrero, thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, so we already approved that. All right.
So then we'd have to do, we can just skip that one, right? The funding.
And the county court at law, I think he had 2 requests, and the 2 requests are basically out of his control because it's attorney's fees and other costs that have gone up. So it's 30,000 on the court cost TD PRS, and the attorney's fees 15,000.
Motion to approve?
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve those requests. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
You have to abstain? Okay. Does Mr. Garcia have to abstain or no?
Does he have to?
It's a department. It's not affecting you. Judge Garcia's salary is set by the
Okay,
state.
okay.
Well, it's set by the county in part and by the state.
Just want to clarify. Thank you.
He didn't?
County clerk.
It's fine.
Oh, county attorney, I'm sorry.
Ooh. 18.
There's no changes?
We didn't have any changes, Judge. We have a contingency line items in anticipation of the monies we will receive through Senate Bill 22. Of course, we have to go through the application process from what we're being told. It's almost gonna be a routine thing. I think we're all gonna qualify for it. So that would be the only thing that would change. But I didn't ask for any increases on behalf of my staff. Thank you for the 3% that you're considering as far as the across the board raise, but no other changes other than the anticipated Senate Bill 22.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Guerrero.
I had a conversation with Michael on the very last page of the worksheet that I gave, kind of a breakdown of his intentions. But it's just an offset with the revenue that we should be receiving. And that applies to county attorney assistant, gave me a breakdown of how he wants to utilize it. So that breakdown comes from sharing the last page, but it's just a wash from the revenues to the expenses.
Okay, so we should approve this to put in the general fund, that way you can include it in the final budget. Okay,
Like Carlos, we have restrictions. We can only use our funds for a prosecutor, an investigator, or a victims advocate, a crime victims advocate. My intention the first year at least is to bring back second assistant county attorney that we eliminated a couple of years ago. And I use that money to hire a truancy case manager. So this will get us back up to full staff of myself plus 2 assistants.
so should we include it now? Because Mr. Garcia is not closing his.
Well, correct, because I don't, Mr. Garcia has how he wants to get his affairs for
Okay, should we include them, or should we amend the budget while we get the 2 numbers?
We could include his. Can approve it.
Okay, can I entertain a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve the recommendations provided by the county attorney that include the Senate Bill 22. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. County clerk,
Just have the collection fees. 5,000.
just the collection fees for 5,000? A new line item, okay,
Motion to approve.
okay. Line item,
Pintura,
how much was it?
5,000.
5,000. Approving a new line item for the county clerk for collection. I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Renee seconded.
Motion carried.
Renee seconded? You seconded or we?
I made the motion.
Agüita Ventura did. Second.
Sheriff Department,
Because of Senate Bill 22, we're able to justify our patrolmen as well as our correctional officers and the sheriff's office. However, because of Senate Bill 22, our jailers will receive an increase, and we're trying to make sure that we have an equal salary for our dispatchers. So we're going to give them 5% from the drug forfeiture fund, reducing 3% from each employee to adjust that salary for the dispatchers as well as civilian personnel to 5%, all coming out of Fund 53. And we've already sent the information to the auditor's office.
okay, any questions for the sheriff?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve the changes in the Sheriff's Department budget by SB 22 and the ones he referred to also. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you, Sheriff. District Court, I don't think District Court had any changes. No changes, correct? JPs 1 through 6.
Thirteen.
What is it?
13.
Huh?
13.
13.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, I was here a few days ago and I requested for a new court clerk due to shortage on the school district truancy we discussed last week. Also for an increase for the court clerks, but I believe you all improved 3%. I walked in a little late, so thank you very much for that.
So, a new position for truancy, I think we have a plan for truancy. We're
gonna be filing, like I said this morning, each school district will file with the justice court that pertains to that district. So there'll be, JP1 will be receiving all the LSISD cases.
that being said,
I mean, as far as the paperwork, as last year, wasn't Ruben preparing all the documents for you?
Was that?
Wasn't Mr. Valerio preparing all the documents for you?
He was helping us, yes, sir.
Well, what were y'all doing?
Entering everything into the data.
Right, just data. No, there's no document preparation on your part.
It's a lot of work, Michael. It's a lot of
What
work
is it?
on the gross part, you know, and
What are they doing, other than putting the physical folder together?
well, they're entering everything into the data, making contacts, you know, like back and forth.
Who are they making contacts with? We're the ones that are doing that. I mean, we did that for you last year.
Well, They're very busy.
The problem we had with your office, Judge, was getting time from you to hear the cases.
What was that?
Was getting time from you to hear the cases. The preparation of documents, we're doing that in-house. I mean, if you want to take that over, we'll be happy to shift that over to you.
Whatever assistance we can get, I appreciate it. You know, so whatever you can give us, Ruben did a good job helping us, and if he could still continue helping us, that's fine.
So what's your plan, Judge, as far as processing the truancy?
Well, we had a meeting a few days ago, and we talked about adding to the county court budget for truancy for a JP and truancy for travel, and trying to do a pilot program for 2 months, having a JP, maybe Mr. Smith, Judge Smith, to do it for these 2 months. If that works out, we'll continue it. And the funds that'll go into the county court fund would be a daily cost. Instead of paying him a certain amount and including in his paycheck, he would invoice the county for every day that he does it. The daily rate, I'm not sure if we hadn't nailed down a daily rate yet, but if we can put some money in there along with travel, and that being said, that money could not be transferred anywhere and could not be taken out of there unless it's for those 2 reasons. So I think that the idea is a good one. It came out of that meeting that we had, and that'll alleviate Judge De Leon here and his staff. And if it works out, it's a good thing. And we've had it in the past where one judge did it, and it worked out. So I don't see it not working out unless there's some other issues involved, which I don't think there would be. So that's my recommendation, that we fund some of that money into 2 items: travel and truancy. JP, yes.
Good question. When he does truancy, you say he's gonna invoice it. Does that mean he's gonna be paid as a contract? Or is it gonna go payroll? Because we can't do both per the IRS. We cannot give a 1099 and a
We talked about, I mean, obviously, I think we talked about some travel, but there was nothing. When we had Judge Bias, she was getting some additional money. She was hearing the whole county. She was hearing all the cases. And I think all the cases were being filed in her court. So any funds generated, any fines and fees, court costs and fines were going to her court. We're not ready to do that yet. We're still going to need to file with the individual court. So Alice was still going to file with Judge De Leon. What we were proposing was, for the first couple of months, we're going to try bringing Judge Schmidt in to hear the cases, since he's very pressed for time and wasn't able to hear that many cases last year. It will bring him in. Now, that doesn't work out, or if he says, you know what, this isn't working for me, it's taking up too much of my time, then they're going to revert back to Judge De Leon. So I think we need a little bit of time just to see how this plays out before committing to any dollar amounts.
Or new positions.
Or new positions. Yeah.
Okay, so today,
I would like to have some money, some contingency somewhere in case it does become a big issue. But Judge Johnson hasn't asked for any more. Judge Chapa hasn't asked for any more help. Judge Cadena hasn't asked for any more help. He's got and they're going to have their dockets as well.
Yeah, Michael, who has the majority cases in Jim Wells County?
You do.
Is it 80% of the cases in Jim Wells County? On or about? That's what was mentioned.
I wouldn't say 80.
That's what was mentioned.
Go back and look at the numbers and who actually heard the most cases last year. It's gonna be JP5. It's gonna be Orange Grove.
Okay,
Of
so,
course, they have two judges, just to be fair. I mean, there are two judges that are here.
I mean, if another judge can help me, I think that would be
That's
remarkable.
what we're trying, that's what we're looking at.
If we could have two judges the way y'all have it in Orange Grove, that would help me out, help out the staff.
okay, so, what I'm hearing is a contingency
That's, we're trying to see.
in a contingency fund and a travel fund. Correct? Is that what I'm hearing? A contingency fund and a travel fund?
Mike, I have a question. What I understand is if it's the JP's responsibility to hear truancy cases, and in the past, a lot of them didn't hear it because we only had one doing it, then why are we gonna compensate for truancy cases now? Well, I can understand compensating for the travel expense, but I don't understand why we have to compensate for something that it's their duty.
And I knew that's a
That's
valid
an issue.
argument. That's a very valid argument.
You know, so that's what I understand. I can understand the traveling expense.
I've got Alice.
You know, I appreciate the fact that he's gonna come from way over there to come here and help him out. I can understand us paying the difference in the travel,
In the travel.
but not compensating because that's part of your duty.
That's a very good argument. Now, Judge Johnson, we're bringing in, and she's gonna volunteer at the beginning, one of the municipal judges from San Diego, since the city of San Diego covers part of Jim Wells County. We're gonna try that out. And she's agreed to do the first couple of hearings for free, but at some point, she may ask for money. So that's I mean, we're looking for solutions.
So what could happen if the cases are filed? They're either heard or not? What happens? What is the process?
The cases should all be heard. They should all be, but that didn't happen last year.
Okay, so what happened? So the court can understand if they weren't heard, what happened to those cases?
Nothing.
And like they were sent back
They were sent back. I don't know where they physically are anymore, but they weren't filed. And that's the complaint I've got from Alice ISD. That they were delivered, but they were never processed.
Okay, so
One of the changes we've made this year is when the school districts deliver to the respective judges, they will let us know. In some of these cases, we weren't even told that certain school campuses had delivered cases. But we didn't find out till May that cases had been delivered and had never been processed.
okay, so attendance is one of the most important parts, number one, of a child's education, and number two, of school funding. So we need to straight or act out one way or another. We need to figure this out.
Well, like Judge, if I may, Judge De Leon here is saying if he can get the help, he's fine.
That's why I was
with it.
here a
He's
year
fine with it.
ago
If
asking for
somebody else can
help.
come in and
Even
help him,
before the
that's
school
fine.
year got started, I was asking for help.
You know, but the thing is,
back in
what I'm
2020.
trying to say, Judge, you're requesting $40,000 from general fund, extra money, another position. But then we have somebody that's willing to do it coming from over here, we'll pay the mileage on him. I think the mileage it's a huge difference between 40,000 and whatever mileage he's gonna bring in.
Well,
I would think so, you know.
whichever way we figure it out, it's gotta be figured out, and we gotta be handling these cases. Now, if a JP would wanna travel over here and do it with no other compensation, since it's not in his jurisdiction, I'm okay with it, but as soon as it's not, then what are we gonna do if we don't have funds in a contingency or funds in anywhere?
And that's what happened to us last year, January 1st, when Judge Weiss was retired. Nobody could step up. None of the 5 JPs had experience hearing truancy cases or parent contributing cases, which are two separate things. And so, you know, basically we had to start from scratch. And then the other problem, Judge, is it's hard to bring them all here. You know, we can't bring the Fremont, you know, ask them to come over here. They're not going to school at their own campuses in their own town, and then to ask them to come over here, and the same thing would apply to Orange Grove or even to Ben Bowl. Now, the Alice cases we hear in this court, you know, the ones that got hurt last year. So, you know, if you're gonna use a different judge to hear, which is perfectly legal, that's allowed, you can exchange benches between the JPs, but the judge will have to go to the school, to whatever district is being heard that day. And Judge Schmidt, as you know from when he does the magistration, he has the most distance. I don't know, it might be close between him and Sylvia, between how far it is.
28 miles.
Yeah,
Travel.
28 from both of them.
Pretty close.
Yeah, it's about the same. So, you know, if he's the one, and he's the one willing to step up at this time, then he's gonna want to be compensated for his travel.
Okay.
So
I would like to add, Judge, that since 2022, I've been asking for, because I knew we were going to reach this point, all right? So whatever help y'all could give me, I appreciate that.
Well, I know that whatever we work out today, we are going to 100% do our part for our school districts and our ISD, one way or the other, because their funding depends on it, and the child's education depends on it, and actually our well-being across the board is it depends on it. So. I'm trying to, let me see if I can figure this out. Should we fund that position on county court? Should we, in the event that it gets to where we think it's gonna get? Or do we fund the travel by itself? Or do we fund a JP salary? All this is contingency, but I don't want to end up to where in December, November, after this, or in October when they start filing them, I don't want to have to come back to court and say, where are we gonna get the money to fund this stuff? So we fund it now in the contingency, and we make darn sure that when things are getting filed, things are getting done about it, and we can all sleep at night. So, Commissioner's Court.
I agree with you on the part, Judge, on the contingency part. We'll put some money in there, fund it until we come back and decide what, but the part that I support is gonna be for travel only, not,
Well, we can come back and
yeah,
talk to you about
but
that.
contingency, well, yes, we need to fund
The
it.
same thing that happened last spring is we went around in circles and couldn't come to a solution. So what do? You go back to the default. And the default is everybody files with the JP where the school district's administrative offices are located. The problem with JP1 wasn't, it was the judge's time. We needed more dates from the judge. And so my proposal this year is once we get.
And the reason is because I have a huge docket. I have, like I mentioned last time, I have a lot of civil cases, I have traffic court, and just to fill in, I'm sorry, you know, I was having difficulty looking for a date because of the docket that we have.
To keep up with the volume of cases from Alice, we're gonna need a half a day, once a week, every other week from JP1. And it doesn't matter to me if Judge Schmidt hears them or if Judge De Leon hears them, but we need a half a day every other week. So we can pick Tuesdays. I think Orange Grove just contacted us, they want Thursdays. We can do Tuesday or Wednesday, and every other week, just like we get paid, every other week, we need a half a day to be able to, because Alice last year, and this is just in the spring, this doesn't count the cases Judge Weiss heard in the fall, 191 cases were delivered to JP1.
Counselor, so one case, so they could understand, one case is actually how many hearings, how many court hearings?
Well, there's no limit, because that's the other thing. These are not like traffic tickets where you go to court once and it's done, or you defer it one time, bring them back in 40 days for a review. These cases stay open for 180 days or until the end of school, whichever is longer. So you can conceivably have 4 to 6 review hearings on each case.
And it's just, that's for one child, 6 court hearings for one child.
We didn't get to 6, but you could get to 6. We didn't get that.
So just to kind of give you a true picture, that it's just not a one-day hearing, Judge.
I
It's,
understand- I
it's
understand
it's a
completely.
continuation type of a
So,
hearing.
So if you hire somebody in a year, it'd be $60,000, but yet you wouldn't have time to hear the cases. So what would be
That's
the
the
point?
point, that's the point. The clerk is not the issue.
Right,
The judge's time is the issue.
yeah,
It's a
so
good point.
there would be no reason to
Yeah,
hire
we're
a clerk.
we're doing 80% of the paperwork anyway, out of my office. All they have to do is put the actual folder together and input it into their system. We have it in our system as well, which we could share with them, but,
Ms.
It's
Cindy,
a lot more than that.
Ms. Garcia,
what else is it,
How-
Judge?
how
What are you
much-
talking about?
how much will it cost to fund that a position, the request?
Looks like, my totals that you have, like, it's just a totals, it looks like he was requesting, 26,486 for a clerk position. Of course,
At the fringe?
About 15,000 on top of that for fringe.
So we're talking about 36, 45 altogether? Okay, I'll make a motion that on the county court budget, that we put a JP contingency for truancy, 45,000 and 10,000 for travel. So two new items. JP travel, JP, truancy, JP travel, and the JP
Why don't we,
truancy contingency. If this is needed, we have it. If it's a part-time, it's a part-time, we have the money. If it doesn't, if we don't use it, it goes back to general fund management.
Judge, couldn't we just put the amount there and then to be used for either or?
Well, I'd rather separate them.
10,000 gonna be enough for traveling? I'm sure.
The travel is you okay to travel, right? And how much? How much?
10,000.
10,000.
If you put the money in contingency, then you want, like I said before, you cannot pay him contract and have him get.
Yeah, but we're not gonna do that. So if we can't do that, we won't do that. This is for the JP travel only. Now,
The travel, I understand.
now
It's-
the 45,000 is for another position, whether it's a full-time or a part-time,
Okay,
whichever, and it's contingency if we need it or we don't need it.
okay, okay.
Oh, what kind of position? Are you talking clerical or judicial? Because a judge is what we need. We need a judge that
I understood that's what it was for.
Okay, so if we need a judge, then the only way that's gonna happen is if we include it on a stipend. Correct?
we either need the judges, the existing judges to step up and hear more cases, or we may have to try to figure out.
Right now, we don't have no, I mean, you don't have no problem with that, right, Judge?
Just try to give me some help, some more help.
Okay,
What kind of help though? What you need another clerk? It wasn't a lack of being able to process the paperwork. It was the judge. We need a, you know, a judge that has the time to hear these. You know, if we could, and I don't know, I mean, it can be any judge. I've looked everywhere. We even called the city of Alice to see, can you appoint a second judge that we could compensate somehow, but their city charter only allows for one judge. And the one judge they have isn't interested in hearing the cases. She's got her own caseload over there too. So once again, we default back to the elected justices of the peace that we have for the county.
and if we find one to do it, it's fine and dandy until he asks for money. Correct.
But that's what I keep
But see,
saying.
he's telling you here, if we use one of our own judges, you can't basically pay him twice.
Okay, so if I change that and the 45,000, we'll leave that in there, but we change it to JP stipend. Would that suffice? And if a JP gets a stipend, it is a different line item in their budget that says JP stipend for truancy. And if truancy goes away, it goes away.
Yes,
Can
but
you
the problem
use,
before, we didn't have it broken down, and they were given stipends, but they were just incorporated into their salaries. It never came on.
You can't use a stipend for an elected official, right?
Yeah, I think you can.
It's an increase of-
It was just included in her
That's what I mean.
salary.
Yeah,
It
it's
wasn't-
And so there were all the standard deductions being made, all the withholding. was
just an
being-
increase of pay, is what
Right.
it amounts to.
Yeah, but then if the truancy goes away, that's very hard to cut a.
That's the problem.
That's
That
the
is a
whole problem.
problem.
That's why the only way is a stipend. Because if the stipend goes,
Or
if
to
the
be
truancy
included
goes away.
differently on the payroll.
But once again, I'm gonna say, Judge, I just don't understand why
I understand you, I
know,
understand your point too.
we go to
Exactly.
giving a stipend for doing their job, which that's your responsibility.
But there
Like
are.
me coming over here and saying, well, I don't wanna do road work, you're gonna have to pay me more money for doing road work. You know, it's just-
I
That's my
understand, I
responsibility.
understand completely, but this is so important. Our schools are counting on us, our ISDs are counting on us.
Can I say something, Judge?
Sure.
We used to have Keno, Rodriguez,
Yes, sir.
Judge. He used to do 600 cases a month. No problem. Luz did all of truancy for 4 years, no problem. 2 secretaries and all her work, which is a little bit less than yours, Judge.
No, it's
but
not a little
almost.
bit, it's a lot.
Oh,
You
not,
know,
not that much, but
yeah.
she used to do it all. So now we have judges that, like, wait a minute, it's too much work. We can't do it. I mean, what is it? You know, like you have 2 secretaries and 2 part-times. You know, and I don't know your schedule, you know, but I'm just saying that I'm just in comparison to Keno that used to do 600 cases a month with 2 secretaries, and Luz did the same. Now we're here arguing about,
But I'm covering,
JPs.
correct me if I'm wrong.
I
maybe
think
Michael,
JPs
maybe you
need to
know
step
this.
up, that's what I think.
I'm actually covering 2 precincts. See, am I wrong, or when I say precinct 2? At one time, that was given to precinct 1, right? All the way to San Diego. I'm actually covering 2 precincts. Okay, so that's a lot, that's a large caseload compared to just 1 precinct. So I'm actually covering precinct 1 and precinct 2. Okay, I've been listening to everybody talking, everybody giving their opinions, and thank you very much for trying to help out. But I'm actually a judge that's covering 2 precincts, from San Diego, from the courthouse in San Diego, all the way to Agua Dulce. That's a large area, guys, okay? And that's a lot of tickets, that's a lot of lawsuits coming in daily, right? So very kindly, I'm just asking to help me out, just figure this out, and I think we're in the process of doing that. But, and thank you very much, Commissioner Ventura, for that, but, you know, there's no comparison to the volume of work that we have compared, because I'm actually covering 2 precincts. I'm a judge for precinct 1 and precinct 2.
Okay, so. I've made a motion. Now, do I need to amend that motion to change that to a stipend? And for, just in case, I mean, I don't want to get into problems in a month from now.
Stipend on an elected official brings us back to.
The notice.
We have to post notice.
Yeah, we can't do that, and we
We
can't,
can't just pick and
I
choose.
got you.
and we won't be able to change it in the middle of the year either,
That won't work that way.
you know, and that's why
How are we gonna do this?
we just went back to,
Everybody
yeah,
takes care of
everybody
that?
takes care of their own, and if you wanna do some basic changes, you can do it, but we've gotta do better. We had 4 Alice campuses, DuBose, Science, Noonan, Shallard. Those 4 campuses had 0 cases heard last year. They submitted them, but there were no cases heard from any of those 4 campuses. And so I can understand LSISD's disappointment in that. And, you know, we gotta do better this year.
So the only thing we can basically do is do the truancy JP travel. And if we have somebody, with them, JP's covered for other JPs, they can at least ask for travel.
Now, if we can find somebody from out of county that is willing to come do it, you know, we're looking at San Diego. possibly Fremont. Judge Johnson's talked to the Judge Rodriguez in Fremont. Orange Grove is probably not likely because they already contract out with they hire a JP from Live Oak County to come hear their municipal cases, so that's.
I've
probably
contacted
not-
Duval judges on this, and they're pretty loaded also, but they are open, whatever they could do for us. Nueces County, they have their own work over there
These
also. So.
visiting judges?
Well, those we could compensate those because they're not our employees.
Yeah.
So I would like to keep that money there as a contingency in case Judge De Leon gets overloaded again, or and if the other ones, if it doesn't work out with Judge Schmidt, or it becomes too much of a time burden on him.
And it would be more visiting judge.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that we could use a visiting judge just on top of, if it gets overloaded, like you're saying.
so it don't
And
have
it
to
wouldn't
be
affect us.
45? It can be,
Maybe whatever you want to set. I don't, until we go through it for a year, I don't know what number that would be.
okay, so let's go ahead and put,
Because it depends, Judge, on how much the existing judge is able and willing to hear, right? Let's say he can hear half of the docket. Well, we're gonna find somebody to hear the other half. But if he can't even hear a fourth of it, then it's gonna cost more. We're gonna have to find somebody to, and it can't just be anybody, it's gotta be somebody who is a judge in another jurisdiction.
okay, so I'm gonna amend my motion to have a truancy contingency, 30,000, and truancy travel of 15. Everybody live with that?
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed?
That's in county judge, county court?
County court,
County court.
county court. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And I want our ISDs, I want them to know that we're committed to them, and I want them to know that we're gonna do everything we can possible to help them out.
Sure.
Their attendance.
Thank you very much, Judge.
We're going to have to accept or deny the position, correct? On JP1? A full-time clerk position?
That was for truancy, right?
Yeah. We're gonna deny that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to deny that.
Okay. Can I entertain a motion?
Motion to deny.
I have a motion, I have a second?
Can I say the discussion on that, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Just in case this doesn't work out, you might be able to, give that secretary to precinct 1. Because it's not an elected official anymore. It just, we can just transfer from your line item to JP1 line item.
But it wasn't voted on, correct?
Yeah, but the thing is that the issue wasn't
It wasn't
the clerical, it was the issues not been having a judge available to oversee the cases.
Anyway, okay, let's go ahead.
I have a motion, I have a second to deny. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, if I can just go back and take care of, go ahead, we'll move forward. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm JP Johnson, and I was in Zoom this week, and I was asking for a raise for my secretary, because she had been with me for 20 years for $5,000. And I guess she's also the lowest paying secretary. And I also asked for $1,000 for traveling, because now we're doing magistration a whole week to come from Fremont to over here, so I need $1,000 for that traveling to the jail once a month.
Okay, I think
where we come in.
on the clerical,
Yeah,
on your
you had
clerical,
3%?
the 3%.
Yeah, you had 3%, yes, I heard that.
3%. Now, can I entertain a motion on the travel?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve the travel increase for $1,000. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I think Mr. Cadena's not here, right? I think Judge Cadena had an increase of $1,200 to travel from.
$1,000.
Thousand,
Huh?
$1,000.
$1,000?
Well, I have, it's 23, he wanted 35, so that's 1,200.
We have 25 plus 1,000. Yeah, that's Cindy. Yeah, 1,000, that's what he has in the report.
So does he have in there 2,300 or 2,500?
25.
Mine says 23.
23, precinct 6?
This one, mine has 25 and 1,000 makes it
Oh,
30.
Judge, they're looking at
25.
this.
But he's looking at
They're
the,
looking at that, not what he had.
you're looking at
They're looking
proposal.
at this, what she already added.
All right, so on the proposed budget, it has 2,300.
Yeah, so he's requesting conference and association.
Oh, okay, so yeah, he has it here on travel. So we moved it down to conferences, okay, yes. So we'll move that down, $1,000 to conferences, and it's 25, that's right.
So conference,
This one says 23. Okay, can I entertain a motion?
motion to approve.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Nobody else? JP's, right?
I'm here.
Mr. Smith?
Yeah,
Commissioners, County Judge, good afternoon. I wasn't asking for anything extra. I just wanted to move some stuff around due to Judge Canali not magistrating at the jail every morning, so she kind of took away from our travel line item. So I was requesting to move $1,000 from my collections to travel, and then 300 from my conference to travel as well, which would put my travel budget at 2,600. And then I originally asked a raise from my clerk, but just found out we all got a 3%, so I appreciate that.
Okay.
Cindy, it's all within his budget, so we can approve it, right?
So no
Motion
change.
to approve.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nobody else, right? County treasurer?
We didn't have any changes, right?
Thank you. County judge's budget. Veterans. Let's see. I think we had a couple of changes. I don't see Mr. Salinas here, but,
I'm here, Judge.
okay. Go ahead.
Was the two budget requests that I had requested, one was an increase in
Travel
expenditures and another for conferences.
Okay.
Motion to approve on both, judges.
Okay. I have a motion, I have a second to approve. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All
There's
opposed, same
3
sign.
items. There's supplies,
I made motion on both.
There's one more.
there's more,
There's
there's
a third one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
office supplies,
500.
From 500 to 1,000.
To approve 500 on the supplies.
Yeah, he's gonna amend his motion to approve all three.
I'm sorry, I checked them off here twice and I've skipped the one in the middle. My bad.
He's gonna amend his motion to approve all three, and we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Emergency management, I think we have, we initially said $300 increase on fuel, but I think we're gonna raise it to 500. And I entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. The next one is county court, and this one's the $10,000. I think is the only one.
To the court bailiff.
Yeah, court bailiff, $10,000. This would be my court bailiff when I start doing the juvenile court. Is there any further?
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Non-departmental, I think there was two of them. Office supplies, 1,000, picks it up to 10,000. And then conferences and associations, picked it up from 10 to 15,000. Can I entertain a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign.
Second it? Second.
No, I didn't say no.
I made the motion.
I thought Ventura made it, second it. Was it Ventura?
I heard somebody.
I heard somebody say aye.
Too.
I thought it
I
was,
made the motion.
you seconded Ventura?
No, I didn't second it.
I heard that aye.
I did too.
I have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Elections,
County court. I already did that.
county court, I already did that.
Is that all the ones under you, Judge?
No, there's a couple of more, but elections is on my list, so.
Okay.
The elections office had run request for $9,371 to bring up the second deputy's pay equal to the first deputy's pay.
Are we gonna do that, or are we gonna do the 3%, or how are we gonna do that? I'll take it as a motion. Can I entertain a motion?
Who made the, oh,
Motion for 3%, I guess.
but then that won't bring him up to.
I'll make the motion then. I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Sign.
Excuse me, Judge.
Motion carries.
They're gonna bring him up to the other employee with the 3%? Add it. He wants him to be
Yeah.
equivalent of 3% for the other person. So, you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you.
So now it's gonna be a little bit more. It's gonna be
Yeah.
3% more.
It's gonna be 3% more.
We approved the
And I just wanna make it
3%.
fair.
but I
If
was
that's what he
thinking-
wants to do, so you all know what has to be done.
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to, I'll amend my motion, to include the 3%. On the 9,371 on top of the 3%. Right? Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed?
Seconded.
Me.
3% and then the increase also.
Well,
It's gonna be up to what the other one makes, so it's gonna be
Yeah, but we
90.
had other people that requested the same thing, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, We only gave them
How far
3%,
apart are
you know,
they?
That is the amount, 9,371, yes. And I think that came from an old practice where they each had jobs that were specific. But now we're all cross-trained and I'd like to get them in a position where they'd stay.
But and you used to have 3?
I've always had two deputies, yes, since my arrival in April of 2020.
They do the exact same duties.
Yes, they do. And that especially became true when we were working remotely and during COVID.
But wouldn't that be like every office would be like, I want everybody to be the same? You know what I mean?
Yes, well, we've got 2 deputies. We all pretty much do the same thing in the office. We have so much technology incorporated now that everybody knows something as simple as passwords, locations, how to set up hotspots at all the 21 locations. We've come a long way technologically, and we all in the office share the same
And they
responsibilities.
have the same longevity?
I'm sorry?
They have the same longevity?
Been there the same.
Julio's actually been there a little bit longer. Yes.
The one that makes the least?
Yes, yes. But what we had was, we had somebody come in with a lot more experience that was able to really train me.
Oh, so, I have a motion and I have a second. If we choose to deny that, then I can entertain another motion.
I make a motion for 3%, you know.
I'll second.
Okay, so I have a
Just a
motion.
3%. Just a 3%, you're saying?
Yeah, 3%. Just a 3%. You know,
Okay,
we've
so-
already denied others.
I'm going to retract my motion and rescind my motion, and we'll go with Mr. Garcia's motion. So I have a motion for 3%, and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed?
Yes, if I could just add for the record, it is a pretty drastic increase, but we're just so far committed into what we're doing now. And the gentleman in question has multiple degrees at higher levels. It's just the kind of situation that's going to lead someone to seek employment elsewhere. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Nay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Information technology. I think we have,
Good afternoon, Commissioner, Judge. The only thing I requested is the 2 items I brought up last week. The only increase I requested for.
okay, I have 2 items. We have 2 items, maintenance and software. It's a $12,000 increase to 59,529.01. And then equipment, which is 25,000. We're having requested an increase to 18,800. That's 43,800. Can I entertain a motion?
And this is equipment and software that we do need.
But the second one, Judge, is for what?
Robert, you want to?
I'm sorry, this is for the upgraded software, maintenance. For the equipment, I need to purchase a new server because we have a very old server, needs to be replaced. So that's why I'm requesting those items.
There's actually 2 more requests.
And there were 2 more requests I have brought up. Actually, was the video recording appliance for this courtroom I mentioned. I want to get the new camera, the recording device here, and the software support on it too.
And that's true.
That's the one I had a question about, because I recall that when COVID hit in March of 20, we had to start doing this by Zoom. And I went back and I found it was in July of 2020, we approved a request that you made at that time, you brought us an estimate from Sound Vibrations, and it was for around $18,000 or $19,000. What happened to that money? Because we never got the cameras or the microphones.
No, well, what we just got for soft vibration is just the speaker and the microphone. That was it. It did not include the video. That's why I wanted to add it this year. I mean, next year, I'm sorry. That's why I need to apply a record. The chance case, internet goes down. I want to make sure.
Isn't that what you asked for in July?
I want to. I haven't no request in a long time. This is the time is an opportunity for me to request one. So we can have one.
Just here, consider and take action to purchase microphones, power management systems, sound mixer system, speaker, recording software, and installation labor from vendor Sound Vibrations in the amount of $18,226. But we don't have anything.
It was just a sound maker and the device at the back that controlled the sound. You know, that was it. And I did not include video at that time.
Yeah, he's saying that he didn't include the video in that request.
If you're talking about the video, you're talking about the Zoom. So we use the Zoom. We wanted to make sure, still need to keep a record of the video. So I need to apply it, in case if something goes wrong with it, we had to make sure we got to keep it. And like in the past, it's really important. We had to keep it for our record. And not only that, for the public to have, in case they ask for one.
What about the stuff for the district courtroom that Judge Carroll requested?
That was like, I think it was like through ARPA fund request.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what the deal with that status on that right now.
The money's still there, though you haven't spent the money.
We haven't spent money. We need to spend money on that.
He asked for that like a year ago.
You asked for money and you didn't get it, now you're asking for more money.
I had put a bid out for it, sir. I think my authorities know that, I don't know, the district court need to read it ready first or get it. I wasn't sure about that. But I'll get with the county judge on that.
So Cindy, what is the total amount? With the,
His initial two requests, what you're looking at is everything.
Everything.
But his primary request under maintenance software was an additional $12,709. And then, in equipment, it was an increase of $18,800. And then he has additional requests, I guess, one would fall under maintenance, which is an additional $25,228. And then the other, would fall under equipment, and that's $15,000.
what's the total of all?
The worksheet you're looking at has the worksheet I provided. This request right here that he provided last week has.
So one's 37.9
Yes.
and the other one's 33.8.
That's correct. There's two different products under software and.
So what's included in the software and the maintenance equipment?
Sorry, sure.
What's,
There's a lot of numbers here, so I want the two highlighted things, I believe there's primary requests and then the additional and the.
On the second page, you look at the very bottom, I mentioned the additional. Those are like I mentioned the video applier and then the server for security camera. Those are what I requested, digital.
So all these four altogether, that's like $180,000, right? 180
Additional 71, 370.
for the four?
An additional 71,000.
Okay.
31,737.
Yeah.
Wow, I think the maintenance software would be the only one that I would.
Well, the software and the licenses, those.
You have to have them.
You just gotta deal with those, yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the maintenance and hardware equipment and denying the
Offshore.
the other one,
What is that?
which is the recorders No, it's the recorders and monitor processors and 2 new county servers with Windows and other parts of it.
Well, but one of those servers was very old.
Oh,
I'm old.
I think the first 2 here on top, and then he has two optional. I think the optional, we may not need right now, but the total 12,709.01 on maintenance and software equipment, and then equipment 18,800. I think those should be approved. The optional ones, we let them remain optional.
Which was the optional, Judge?
Live streaming and access control.
Okay, I'm sorry. And that's a,
So flip that page over.
yeah, this one right here.
Flip it over that way. Okay, that on top, what does it say?
The maintenance software.
That's it, that's it. Okay, the maintenance software, that 12 gets get approved,
That's the one that I made.
and the 18. So I'll make a motion that we approve the,
Let me just resend my motion.
resend yours and, okay.
Sorry. So resend my motion and I'll just
Approve the one on the first page?
approving the one on the first page, which is the maintenance software and hardware.
Yeah. And the second page, the top one on the second page. The 12 and the 8 and the 18.
And the 18 on the equipment.
Okay, so I have a motion.
And excluding the optional.
I have a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
County courthouse and buildings. I think there's only one increase, and that's in furniture and fixtures for $5,000. Can I entertain a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. City County Airport, I don't think there's any changes there.
There was an additional for part-time to become a full-time.
Oh, yes, yes, I didn't have that written down, yes. I apologize.
Which is that one? Oh,
The janitor, right?
Yeah, janitorial, we have, one that is part-time, and we'd like to pick her up to full-time.
And that's gonna help cut down on overtime or what?
Yeah, it'll cut down on overtime, and this young lady does a wonderful job. She's a good employee, and it'll take some time away from the others that allow them to do other things that need to be done. I mean, we don't have a lot of help, and as far as janitorial is concerned, and I think it's very much needed. That being said, can I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, let's see. Emergency medical services, EMS, no changes there. 911 coordinator. Given the fact of what we've done today with 3% increase, What page is that on? Somebody help me out there. 911 34?
What, on this one, what page is it? No, on ours.
Page 5.
Given what has occurred today with the 3%, I'm going to rescind that and lower it back down to 20,000 to its original 33,000 position, and leave it as a 911 coordinator.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Safety, I think we're good with safety. If there was any requests. Vector, same with Vector, there was no requests. Human Services,
Wasn't there changes on the chemical?
The cost of some of the chemicals went up?
You never gave a price? You just said put it in the back of your mind that it could be, but I don't think you ever give.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, Judge, you wanna,
do we need to,
So he's prepping us for next year.
well,
I believe
no.
so, yeah, he
Well.
said, put it in the back of your mind that it could be going up, but he didn't get a number.
that goes,
We need to know now.
I guess you get the wet season coming in, which is this
Oh.
month and next.
Well, I mean, whenever winter time comes.
Yeah,
he
but-
was going down, so I mean, we probably wouldn't be seeing a change till probably March. I would probably say next year, February, March.
Yeah, but that's
okay,
what this budget covers.
that's what the budget covers.
That's.
So
I'm not
this,
making- I don't know. I just
so
was seeing what's-
this is all, under miscellaneous supplies, right?
I'm gonna add 2,000.
Yeah, I recommend we add 2,000 to that. Can I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed?
Who did the second?
Break. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Hey, if you need a break, you gotta tell me,
I gotta go.
man.
I
because
drank too much coffee, Judge.
That was my problem when I was building fences. I wouldn't drink water. I'll never take a break. But, okay, right now it's, 2:36. Let's take a 5-minute break. Thank you. I need a.
over. Budget. Richie. Vendela, Richie.
Okay, JWC County Commissioners Court went to recess, 2:36 PM, returning at 2:46 PM. We'll continue, let's see. Human Services, I don't think there was any changes there. No changes in Community Center. No changes in the Community Library. Arts and Recreation. There was no changes. It's 3,500, 13,5. Okay. Dues and associations, I think we had a change in there.
$6,000?
I think 6,000, yes. 6,000, a lot of the dues are going up and we're participating in a lot more things now, so we need to show an increase. I think the year before, we spent a little more than 32,000. So we went ahead and put that amount with added a little more, which was altogether was $6,000. Can I entertain a motion?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Fairgrounds. I don't think we had no request on fairgrounds. Economic development.
Before you move on fairgrounds, that reminded me, and this is probably off topic, but the power station, that the battery things that they're putting out there. That gentleman called and he wanted to know about driveway cuts. I know it's in Margie's precinct, but Ventura kind of takes care of that. Who should I refer? He needs
To do the driveway?
the driveway cut.
Margie.
Should I refer him to Margie or to Ventura?
Is it it's in the, or is it coming in from the county road?
I guess it's coming off of a county road, yeah. I told him, just consult with the local commissioner. Send him to you.
Send them to me and I'll pass it on, whatever. Yeah.
All right.
Economic development, I had requested 75,000. I was reminded that through the ARPA was previously approved. There is some money in there up until 2024 December. If it's not used, then it'll go back into the ARPA funds, the county ARPA funds. So that being said, I'm going to rescind my $75,000 request.
Motion to approve and rescind.
I have a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion. I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item, let's see, Juvenile Probation Department. The request was 20,000 for detention and 20,000 for residential. I don't think we have that much of a choice. Things are costing more, and we are needing that type of sanction more often. So we have to.
What did we spend last year, Cindy?
103.
Judge, if I may, I know we had an issue last year with one of the schools in Fremont, and they weren't able to hold this individual out there because we didn't have any funding to pay for the housing of this individual. So Mr. Guerra's office and Superintendent and Smith, that's why he's requesting more funding, because the prices went up. Mr. Guerra, what was it?
Considerably up, like they were 100 something, they're close to 200 now.
Yeah, they're 2 or 3 times the price, and this is
so.
Housing juveniles?
Yeah.
We'd have to ask.
But it drastically jumped, right? So it's a big jump.
That's what he said. I don't.
Because he didn't have funding for it, and
Gets the invoice.
I didn't know what the prior number was or what the new number was. I know it It was
Cindy,
over $100 a day now.
At one time it was
It could have been less
65.
than.
Yeah, it was,
I know that in 2022, on detention, we spent 103, and residential 93. Do we have the?
He did ask for some money for both of them. I think he asked
Yeah,
for
20,
20,000 and 30,000 for each.
Each?
I don't know if y'all granted that or not.
But do you have a, to
Last
date,
year's total?
do you have a to date?
Yeah, you gave last year's numbers, they have kind of like, this year we are estimating they're gonna spend 150 detention services. I believe those expenses are taking into consideration that increase in price that he did, mention. And no, because they have gone up their price.
So,
I don't know the exact number per night that they have.
so if we have an increase in offender recidivism, those prices are gonna increase. Yeah. So, I think it's needed. I'll make a motion.
And
to
I'll
approve
second the
both.
motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. CSCD, adult probation.
Judge, Commissioner, thank you very much for including my county funded employees for the 3% increase. The only matters I have here are the request amounts for supplies and urinalysis as well, supplies. Last year, I didn't have a budget for office supplies or urinalysis supplies. We were at the tail end of COVID. So, but now we're, 100% open and, those costs.
so that's the only thing you requested is the 5,000?
It's,
You had requested 13,200, no?
13.2.
well, that was included in the,
But we did the 3%, so that kind of basically covers it, don't it? Cindy?
3% took care of the other.
Yeah, so,
How
so
much
you're adding just the 5,000?
well, it's, the office supplies is 3,500 and the urinalysis supplies are $5,000. So it's 8,500.
Oh, it's 8,500. Motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve request for the adult probation. Any further discussion needed? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And that was 3,500 and 5,000, 8,500 altogether.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
County agent. Let's see.
He's in the,
Mr. Rogelio Mercado.
43.
I think the only change was on the salary of the co-extension agent. It was 48,833, and he's lowering that down to 41. So he'll increase the salary of secretary from 33,982, increase it $7,200 for a possible part-time.
Yes, Judge.
Go ahead, sir.
Is it 7,000?
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself, but I think Robert got me. Yes, sir, there's no change to the bottom line in our requests. And the movement of that salary structure does not, within that, those changes affect anybody's salary. And we do thank you for your support and commend you for a job well done, and thank you for the potential of the 3% raise for county employees.
You're welcome,
motion
sir.
to
Thank
approve,
you.
Judge.
I have a motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And I'm sure that we covered everybody on the list. Commissioners, county commissioners, I don't think I remember any changes for any one of you guys.
The grant administrator, they had no changes, right?
Yeah, grant administrator, no changes. Okay, there was no changes for any of the commissioners, correct? Okay. That being said,
Motion to approve Commissioner 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve no change for
Correct.
commissioners. I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'd like to thank everybody. I think we're gonna conclude this, our second meeting of budget hearings. The plan is to approve the budget on September 22nd, barring any hangups or any changes, and we'll keep everybody posted if there's any changes to the date. Otherwise, thank you all very much. And does anybody have anything else? That being said, can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to adjourn. All in favor say aye. All opposed, say sign. Motion carries. Thank you, brothers.